Hello, and welcome back to Average Arcader. I'm Chuck, and today we're going to be taking a look at Genesis Alpha 1. Now, when I first heard about this game, I got really excited about it, mainly because I love sci-fi exploration games, but also because this game is supposed to have a good mix of a couple other genres in it, like first-person shooting, resource gathering and management, and most importantly for me, shipbuilding. So, let's get started. Now, just like my last review, I'm going to be breaking the game down into 5 different categories: game visuals, sound and music, gameplay, story, and replayability. After we take a look at each category, we'll come up with a score for the game. So, let's start with the game visuals. Now, this game was made by a very small indie studio named Radiation Blue. Now, because the studio was so small, I wasn't expecting that much detail when it came to how the game looked. But man, was I wrong. This game has an amazing amount of detail. Everything has a unique look, from all the different aliens that you engage with, to the different ship designs that you can make. You can clearly see that a lot of care and effort went into the visual design of this game. And it looks good. Kinda reminds me of a mix of 2 of my favorite shows, Star Trek and Firefly. Next up is sound and music. Now, some of the sound effects in this game are really good, like when you use the ship's hyperdrive to move to a new star system.
Warning. Prepare for hyperdrive.
Or when you use the tractor beam to beam a piece of debris onto your ship.
Resource acquired.
Basically, all the ship sound effects sound really good, but some of the other sound effects, like the weapons, not so much. Now don't get me wrong, they don't sound bad, they're just not that gripping, and as a result, many of the weapons don't sound like weapons. Some of them sound like you're firing a high-powered Nerf gun. Now, I do like the music in this game. There aren't too many songs, but they do sound really good and they set the mood nicely.
Resources.
Let's take a look at gameplay. The gameplay is sort of a mixed bag for me. Certain parts I really enjoy, others aren't really my favorite. You see, the goal in the game is to search the galaxy for a planet to colonize. As you're searching, you need to find materials so that you can build more parts of your ship. The bigger the ship you have, the more crew you can have, and you need a big crew if you want to actually colonize a planet. Now, building your ship and managing all the different systems on it, I found really enjoyable. There's a lot of cool things that you can make, and they all have a function. Want to explore planets? You need to build a hangar. Want to craft better weapons? Build a workshop. Need more crew? Build a cloning facility. This is one of the best parts of the game, and it's so fun to plan a layout of your ship out and then do it. And it's really important that you pay attention to the layout of your ship, because if you don't, it could come back to bite you later. What do I mean? Well, one of the things you're going to use the most in this game is the tractor beam. It's one of the main ways you get materials. But every time it beams something on board, there's a chance that there's an alien coming up with it. If you're not fast enough, it can start a nest and infest the whole entire ship. So you better make sure there's nothing too important next to the tractor beam, so that in case you have to fight off an infestation, no important systems go down. Speaking of fighting, let's talk about the combat. The combat in this game isn't that good, for two reasons: the enemy AI and the weapons. When on a planet, the enemy AI is just annoying and stupid. They just bolt at you full speed while you mow them down, and then 20 seconds later another wave comes. They never really stop. At first it's okay, but after a while it can get a little annoying. And the weapons don't help. Just like they don't sound that good, they don't feel that good either. It's hard to explain, but the guns don't feel like they have weight behind them when I'm firing them. Also, there are no sights on the guns, so you really can't aim. You have to kinda always shoot from the hip. I feel like it would feel better if I could aim down sights while firing my weapon. Maybe this is something the developers can add later on down the line. Okay, let's move on to story. Now, this game's main focus is on exploration, shipbuilding, and maintaining your crew, but it does have a little bit of story in it. As you explore, you'll find audio logs labeled Tom's Voyage. These tell a story of a ship that went out before you. They also give you hints on how to handle some of the problems you may come across while exploring.
What's going on here? The greenhouse crew. I don't know what happened. They've changed somehow. Stopped working. Behaved aggressive. Today, they attacked me. God, I had to kill them. We're still investigating the situation. I suspect some kind of parasite that could have entered the ship when we harvested resources, infected them. Those poor guys. We will research their remains and also replace them with new clones as soon as possible. Phelps out.
So, what about replayability? This game is very replayable. The planets and the star systems are all randomly generated. Also, the locations of the weapon schematics and the blueprints for building the ship are always in a different location as well. So you never know what you're going to find or where you're going to find it. And although the AI for the aliens isn't the best, there's still a large amount of them. Some of them have some pretty cool designs. So the longer you play, the more of the different species you get to run into. But this game can be very frustrating. Like when you're attacked by a mercenary or space pirates out of nowhere, and once they start attacking you on your ship and you don't have shields, it's basically a guaranteed game over. Because they just keep coming and coming and coming until you and all your crew are dead. Game overs like this happen a lot. Sometimes when you're 30 minutes in, which, those times aren't too bad. Other times you could be 3-4 hours in, and then all your progress is gone. Now as you play, you can unlock the ability to start the game with different things already unlocked and available to you. But most of the fun in this game is building your ship. So after you spend a lot of time building a ship that you really like, and then it's just gone, that can be so frustrating. A part of me really wishes that the game had save files, so that you can actually save your progress and have multiple playthroughs going on at once. Now, if you complete a playthrough, you get to start another one with the ship that you built. But if at any time you get a game over, you lose that ship forever. So, hopefully, the game developers can maybe add a save file later on down the road. Let's give it a score. I give Genesis Alpha 1 a 7 out of 10. This game does have some problems, but I love the shipbuilding so much that I can see myself playing this game for a while. And I do recommend it to anyone who enjoys sci-fi, exploration, or base building games. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you have a game you think we should cover on the channel, please put it in the comment section down below. But until next time, I'm Chuck, this is Average Arcader, have a nice day.